Well, welcome everybody to Workshop Studios, and our this project is, you could call it part two of our front door. Right now we're going to be working on getting this finished, worked out, but we also have a problem down here. You can see that wood is all rotted out, so we have to figure out a way to, it's on both sides there, replace that wood and make it look like it's always supposed to look. And probably replace it with, well, not probably, but replace it with pressure treated wood so that it doesn't have that same issue anymore. So what we're going to try and do is make a patch down here that will be seamless as possible. All right, let's get started. All right, so I think the best way to approach this is we have to figure out how deep we need to go. We're going to be cutting into it, and we're going to be using our whatever you want to call this, reciprocating or oscillating saw, and it cuts nice and straight, and I can get in there without cutting anything that I don't want to cut. But let's just check it out here, and that's obviously bad right there, so let's just tear into that, and you can see the paint's just stuck to rotten wood now, so let's get that out of there. Oh, this is, so you can see how bad this is. Now that's not termites, that's dry rot from all of the weather and rain and everything that hits the spot. Well, it's back in there a ways, so we're going to have to do our best to try and figure out how to match this up. There is a structure down here. It looks like it might be what's holding the door together. I don't know if you can see it, but that's a metal structure there. But I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Thing is, it looks like it's kind of rotten all the way back to the door here. All right, so after a bit more trimming, we've got it down to that, and you can see there's a structure here. This plastic structure was part of the original door construction. So what I think I'm going to do is get a piece of pressure treated wood that I think will fit this width, and I'm going to cut one piece that will actually replace this whole thing, so it'll come in here and be this wide, and then come down here and be that wide. So let's see if we can do that. All right, it's not super easy to see, but I laid out the I laid out the plan for that piece that should fit in there on the on this 2x4, pressure treated 2x4. So I'm going to go ahead and start cutting it. So I'll speed this all up. You can just watch me sort of shape it. All right, so that should be pretty close. We'll go up and check it now. All right, so it looks pretty close. I just need to trim this bit off. Oops, gotta get the shadow out of there. I gotta cut this back piece off. So this little piece is sticking up, and this piece is gone because that's what we need to have it fit in there like that. Gotta keep moving it around there. There we go. So I want to cut that off, and we'll see how that fits. Okay, that's pretty close. You can see that's a reasonable match. We just have a little bit here, a little bit overhang right there, and a little bit over there. We'll mark that and go take care of that real quick. Well, my apologies. I thought I had filmed me gluing this into place, but I didn't. So you can see, I'll zoom in a little bit here. You can see kind of that clear, that's all silicone. So I used a clear silicone to basically glue this into place. So you can see a fair amount of it back there. And it's certainly underneath here as well. So the intent is that not only is this wood, because it's pressure treated and I primed it with kills, not only is that resistant, but this silicone should help the weathering of this. And then I'll show you the other side. I showed you me cutting it out of there, but I didn't show you making the part, but you can see it's all right. It's not a perfect match. You get a little overhang here. I'm going to try to repair some of that with exterior grade caulking to try and give it a little bit closer fit there. And then I'll go ahead and paint it, obviously, to match. So I'm getting close. I'll show you the final product. I also dug that out and put a piece of wood in there and then siliconed that whole thing up. I have not done this side here. It's not nearly as bad over here. So I may repaint that and hope that it'll last a little longer. So anyhow, that's kind of the latest on those two. I mean, they're not too bad. Once I get them caulked a little bit and painted, they'll fit right in. Okay. All right, so it's time to put some caulking on here and see if I can fill in some of these gaps and smooth this out a little bit. So let me show you just briefly what that's going to look like. By the way, I'm using this stuff. It's paintable and it's meant for outdoors and says it's 40 years, but we'll see. So the idea, of course, is to, even though this is pressure treated wood here now, and it is up a ways, is to keep this protected as much as possible. So we'll get in there and see if we can't fill these in. Alright, so here's the rails with light sanding and a coat of paint on them. Still looks kind of rough, so we'll have to work on that a little bit more. A little bit more sanding and kind of patching. See if we can't smooth that up. Alright, so here's the, I think the third time I've put caulk on and sanded. It's looking better. It's still not perfect, what I'd say. Might do one more little batch of caulk and paint. Here's the other side. You can see just a little bit of a bump there. The sanding, although it takes it down a little bit, still leaves it looking a little rough. So we'll see. I'm going to clean this up right now because this is supposed to be black or matte black, so we'll do that right now. Alright, well that's better. Just a little bit of soap and water and some scrubbing and improved that immensely. So I think one more coat of paint, well, actually one more coat of spackle down low, I think, down in here. And then some paint and we'll be done. Alright, so here's the next phase. Those are, I'm going to call them complete. So those are, there's still a little bit of a difference, and you can see it there, right in here. Didn't quite get that one right, but from a distance it doesn't look too bad. And so now it's a matter of doing the caulking down here at the bottom, and then I'll do caulking around there as well. And I did a little bit of caulking on this window. You can see that it's smeared more than I wanted, but I need to get something in there to keep that window from getting rain in there. So I'll continue on with putting the caulk here. I'll show you that. And a fast one. Alright, so there it is with a second layer on there. Turned out pretty good. Alright, so now we get up here, and Mr. Bearhead has joined us. What do you think so far, Mr. Bearhead? Yeah, I think it looks pretty good too. Okay, that's the rails repaired and painted and caulked in, and I think we're all done with this project. So, what do you think, Mr. Bearhead? I think we're done too. So, we'll sign off and say thanks for watching. Good luck on your videos. Please like and subscribe. Catch you on the next video. Bye.